Okay, this is the reading for Sarah Palin. I shuffled my cards beforehand and started out here. So, excuse me. So Sarah Palin, we'll see what's going on. We seem to be going on the politician's route here. But nonetheless, keep going, wherever this leads me. Okay, so for her character card, I have the Queen of Pentacles, which is good. It's a good. The woman here is the type of woman. She likes to have nice things and is able to work hard for those things, and she's the type of person that can actually juggle both family and work. So they're more wrangled towards being kind of a career woman, but she can also handle the home life. So it's like there's a good mix there of everything and of morals and values and things like that. I'm getting a heightened sense of that here in the reading, that there's good sound judgment there. So that just follows with the Queen of Pentacles. There's some good sound judgment and able to juggle things like work and home and family and life, and all of that together. What crosses her is the Four of Wands, which is interesting because it's not a negative card at all. But it may be something that if she wants to go in her career direction, it's at the sacrifice of her family. The Four of Wands is basically the family card. Making that a priority. So right now I think she is making that a priority, and I feel like that is more important to her. I think she sees that clearly when it comes to things. So it's just a matter of, I think, maybe not being as successful in the career due to the fact that she realizes that the family it comes first no matter what. So that's good. Down home values, that's good. All that stuff I think she's kind of famous for. So that just amps that up. Above her, I have the Nine of... I'm working with the Celtic Cross, by the way, so I'm just going to go with that. Above her, I have the Nine of Wands. So this is kind of the way I see it, is really what's in her air, what's in her mind, what's going on in her universe right now, what's kind of able to come forward for her. And the Nine of Wands is basically that card of I don't want to say defeat, but feeling like you want to give up, feeling like you're really on your last straw type thing. Got something in it that is just to kind of keep going, even though you're feeling like you're defeated, or you feel like this is not really working for me. There's kind of a push behind, I think, in the spirit world, that they want you to keep going. Even though it's hard, even though you're struggling, you got to keep going. So that is interesting. It's almost like there's something going on with her. And like I said, I don't follow the news. I don't know what's going on with her. The name came up, so I'm shooting it out. So there may be things that she's attempting to do or to accomplish that just aren't working in her way that she wants it to go. So it's showing that showing that, and it's basically saying, just don't give up. Kind of give it one. We know it's hard, but maybe don't give up. So that's kind of in her air. And what's I go below and I have the Knight of Wands, and that's passing away from her. So it may be a person or a situation. Like the Knight of Wands is basically that it's a fiery energy. For character, it would be a fiery energy that comes in, makes changes, and brings things about and shakes things up. But it's not necessarily a dependable character or nature or personality that comes through. It's things that shake things up, but not necessarily, and then they're gone. And it's like, you know, there's a lot of stuff left to deal with. So, so it's that kind of an energy that's kind of passing away from her. It also could mean, you know, moving residence. Could be moving, period, you know, not just a mover and a shaker personality, but a moving of residence or something like that. So she may be in the process of doing that, of having a different residence, or maybe being in a different, I don't know, something like that. That could possibly be the situation, or just being out of home. So when I moved to her near future, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And with the Ace of Pentacles, that's just basically your foundation, your roots with money, and it's interesting because there's, being with the Earth sign, it's kind of a symbol of also working in government and politics, or any type of thing like that, like bigger centers where people make a difference in being. And I mean, you have the woman, the Pentacles woman, and then you have the Pentacles beside her. So it's kind of like amping up the point that she can really be a good businesswoman in situations. She knows how to make decisions, and grounded ones at that, like good, solid decisions. So yeah, so showing the foundation there. I mean, there's a lot of abundance around her, and it seems to be very much in a mode, I think, at this point where she's very content with her life, and especially in a way of business and finances. I feel that being very sturdy and solid, and even though family is a priority, there was sacrifices maybe made for that, there's still, the abundance is still there. She's not really sacrificing anything on the baseline of what she needs to survive in that way. Is very abundant, and contentment is really around in that way. I'm losing my words today. Yeah, so her distant future of the world, which is 21, the world, is, I mean, that's just basically attaining everything that you want, and that's an unchangeable card. So that is things. So if there is something in the air that she's looking to gain or to work for, I get the sense that she's going to absolutely do that. Not only that, I feel like she's got the backing. Like, this is something, this card, it basically builds on the fact that, you know, this is a lifelong energy that comes through. You can't just gain the world without doing all the background work. So there's a lot of background for her in that way. And I mean, we're talking politics here for the most part, that she does have groundwork there. It's not just like I come out and I don't know what I'm talking about. There's some, you know, good, what's the word? Good energies there for being in the head spot, or being in positions of making decisions, and being quite good and successful with that. So that's good, and it's just showing that the ability is there for her. I think it's just really, she can attain whatever she wants. Now along the path here we have the Ace of Wands, which is signifying new things coming out. I mean, it may even be a new job that she's offered. I don't know, maybe she has been offered a job or is moving in that direction. There seems to be a King of Swords linked up to that. So there may have been an offer from you know, the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a straight up businessman. I mean, he's kind of, he's one of those people that, you know, not so much heart there, but a lot of business acumen and a lot of business. I mean, on the emotional level, he's not a soft touch, this guy, but he knows what he's doing in with, you know, books, numbers, whatever it is that, you know, that he's in. I mean, that's the businessman's king, you know, that's the King of Swords, and it just doesn't make decisions from the heart. It's all logic, and that's where he comes from, to the point where he can seem overly cold. But so there's almost like there's something there with this King of Swords, where there's an offer of some sort coming in. Could be a new job, or it could be just a creation of something. I mean, I see that family's a priority. It could be a birth that she's having. She's gonna. I can't really. I don't know. That kind of actually doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, it could be a creation in any form. I mean, I'm feeling this is kind of. I feel like, you know, she might even. I feel like she's in a position here. I hope I don't look at the news and see this is wrong. But almost like a position of being pulled in to politics again and going, you know what, I've done this, I've been there, you know, family's more important, and if I have to sacrifice too much, I'm just not going to do it. So, yeah, I get that sense that there's somebody there trying to kind of pull her in, and, you know, maybe in some way she does go, just not in the way that she has in the past. The Hierophant on her path to where she needs to go, and the Hierophant being that wise counsel that you really can look to for all of that information. And I feel like not only is it a good foundation, this person that she's going to, and it's different than the King of Swords. I feel like these are two different people. I feel like this person is a little more heart-centered and a little more grounded in core values, and they're on the same level. But anyway, I see that guidance that she gets in that way as being very much pertinent to how she sees things and how she reacts to certain situations. Now, the end card is the Eight of Swords. And that's the feeling of kind of being put in a position where you really feel like you can't make, you don't feel free to make decisions. You feel locked in. You kind of, it's in this kind of prison of ideas, but the overall energy of it, you may be seeing it that way. But it's all you have to do is change your perspective to kind of get out of that loophole there. It's almost like there's some kind of thought process that you're going through that is really preventing you from seeing the solution, and there is a solution there. It's just maybe not in the way that you're dealing with things, in the way that you dealt with things in the past, not in that line. It's not in that lineup of where you're thinking, so you kind of have to pull back and rethink things from a different angle, and then the solution will come. It's like there's something blocking her from moving forward, and I don't know if it has to do with this creation of a job or whatever is being created here, but I get the sense that it's like, yeah, there's blockages, but I get the sense too that it's also an illusion, that these blockages really can just tumble down if they're really looked at from that different angle, that different perspective, that it's not as big a mountain as that you think it is, type thing. If I'm talking to her, I would say as she thinks it is, because it's really that perspective. But it's not just being put upon her from her mind, it's being put upon from others as well. But this one, it's almost like I see like a visionary there who's very passive in the way of giving guidance, but yet it's very good guidance, and very has the ability to really jump over a lot of the obstacles that may be perceived to be in her way, that really aren't. It's an interesting feel I'm getting with what it is. It's almost like there's something there in this creation that is going on that is a big obstacle, and that's just kind of like, no, yeah, I'm not going. But whether or not, I guess that path is supposed to be treaded on by her or by those people that are surrounding her, I guess is really the lesson here, because it seems like there's a lot that can be attained from looking at that different perspective, and backing off, and I don't know if it's just who's pushing buttons or who's who's dipping their fingers in the most, but I feel like she's got a good sense of really who she is and where she wants to go. I just think it's kind of like the system that she feels like she can't break through, and I feel like that may not be where it used to be before. I feel like it may not be the mountain that she had to climb before. I feel like there might be a little more of an ease coming in this time frame. So yeah, I feel like, and I gotta talk to her now, I feel like whatever it is that you feel is insurmountable, or that you feel that you can't push through, I think you can. And not only that, I think the energies are aligned with you at this point, but it's really whether your soul wants to accept that path or not, I think is really what it is about at this point. Because I get a good sense that you really can juggle both things at this point. And not only that, I mean, being in a different position and having different demands in this time space compared to the one you were in when this was before are a lot different. People are more self-sufficient. Your family, the kids are more self-sufficient. You know, you can free up your time a little more. It's not as demanding. So keep that in mind. I think there's a bit of an energy in you that is just like, nah, it's not worth it. But there's something there that wants you to keep going with it. Even if you passively go in that direction, there's going to be good things that come out of it, and better things than, it's almost like you need to overcome the negativity of the past. And I think you can. I think you can get there. I think you can push through it. And I think you can be victorious in that way. And I'm going to pull another card just to make sure I'm on the right track. And that's interesting. So about this illusion, I pulled another card, and it turns out to be the Hangman. So it's almost like, I think you're just going to say, I'll think about it. And you may just leave it at that. I'm not going to go any further with it, because I feel like no matter what it is, I feel like you're really coming from a good decision-making place where your priorities are in the right spot, and the system and family, you know what's going on there. So it's a matter of just figuring out whether or not this is in this lifetime that you need to accomplish these particular things. And I feel like there's a sense of victory, and you know, and I feel like you have a lot of background to actually get you to the point you like to go, or you can envision going. And I'll tell you, it's coming upon the time. It may not be time right now, but it's coming upon the time. And if it's not you, then someone will step in that position, and they will do that, what needs to be done in that way. And I'm not getting a sense of doing it better or worse or, you know, whatever. I'm just getting a feeling that, you know, there's certain energies that are manipulating at this point, and we need to I mean, all go into that heart-centered place. And I feel very grounded in the fact that she's very good at fighting for what's right here and what matters here. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. So the Hangman might even just support that energy. It's just not the right time. But I do feel, and in the future maybe, this might come back up again. And I mean, people say no for reasons that they need to say no, and they're driven for reasons that they need to follow their path. So when it is right, it will be right, and it will be easy to say yes, and it'll be easy to go, and everything will just start falling into place. And if things are being blocked, even though it may be kind of illusory, like your vision of it may be something that you may not be seeing the right or focusing on the right things. I think that, yeah, you can always say, you know, I'll think about it. And I mean, when it feels right, you'll know. And I think you're instinctive enough in a way to pick up on that, whether you should or you shouldn't, and making a bad decision. I think you've got a good sense of that. So I don't think you would excuse me, I don't think she would make the decision out of scope. I mean, if family is a priority, absolutely, and you need to go there. And when you feel driven, or if you feel driven, you can go. And if not, just know that that opportunity will go to someone else. But not to be in fear of that, because I think just the energies, that may not have been just the right fit. I mean, that piece is just not quite fitting. So yeah, it's interesting. Very good and abundant energy, and very good grounded energy, and also very, it's almost like too straight for the business. And that's really the problem here, is just, you know, like, if I'm going to get in or I'm going to do something, it's got to be for the right reasons, and we can't have another agenda here. And if that's the way it's going to go, then just count me out. And you know what? And that's what we got to start standing up for. Everybody has to start standing up for. So, yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. It's like an opportunity coming her way, and realizing that, you know, family means the most, and not only family, but those values, family values, and bringing that outward. And you know how it doesn't really go with politicking or or even, you know, the system. I mean, I'm not in favor of the system by no means, but you know, somebody's gotta work to change it, and it may not be me, it may not be you, but you know, there's going to be people coming around. I think this is the time where things have to change. I mean, they just do. So yeah, so that was Sarah Palin. I'm trying to cut these videos down a little shorter, but good energy and good vibe, good grounded, wholesome value type stuff. I mean, all the things that she's really, I mean, it's all out there already, I guess, but something about an opportunity coming her way, and I'm seeing her kind of hold off on taking it, you know, because I think she knows what's going on there, and you know what, if you don't feel driven to go there, then you maybe not the one that needs to be there, you know, and whoever needs to be will feel driven to go, and will do that. So just kind of something going on there that she's kind of just taking her time with. And I don't feel the need to go any further with it. So I guess we'll see whether there was an opportunity given to her or whatever. But it seems like she's just going to really take her time with it in whatever manner. And really the only way I think that she will move forward with it or go into it is if she can really see a baseline for her going in the direction that she really wants to go, which is really a good direction with core values and all of that. So so yeah, so really good. And I mean, I get a strong sense of her, and she's not as weak as everybody makes her out to be, or may put her as. I mean, the press is a huge stumbling block for people out there in the public eye. It's just crazy. They can get things so distorted and so mixed up, and I just get a real strong sense of a really good businesswoman here that knows what she needs to do, and sometimes that being backing off at the right moments. So anyhow, so that was Sarah Palin. I kind of cut that one short, but anyway, if you have any more celebrity interests or anyone that you want read, give me a shout and put it on the page, and then if you hear of anything coming out, also comment. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. So I appreciate anyone who listens. I hope everybody enjoys it, and for whatever reason, maybe gets something out of it. That would be great and groovy. Yeah, so take care and be kind. And yeah, just with her, just that good grounded energy, and I think she's going to kind of take a step aside here for a while anyway, and really look at what kind of decision needs to be made. And again, I don't know, I don't watch the news or anything about what's going on, so I mean, I heard the name and it was like, oh okay, yeah, she was in the running, but a long time ago, so I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, there's an opportunity coming her way, and she's really kind of reluctant to, and I feel it's, you know, that system charged stuff, and I'm telling you, I mean, it may not, I mean, it's not now, but it's beginning with the energies. I mean, things are changing, and I don't know if that's maybe just my wishful thinking, but people are changing as well, and that's more than wishful thinking. That's baseline here, and people really need to start standing up for what they want and believe. And I think there was a good base here for things that were solid to believe in. So the most that I get out of her is that she's very, you know, I mean, when it comes to the system, right, we can fight, but it's sometimes hard to do that. A little bit of an illusion going on with her in that way of how she's seeing things, but nonetheless leads her to kind of a hang point, a hang time of you know, that's just gonna hold back, not gonna play into this too much, not gonna do too much in forward movement until things are at a place where, you know, maybe there's progress that she knows can be made. But again, it just kind of an energy there that wants to flood over everything to say, just don't give up, don't be so quick to give up on things, you know, kind of give it time, sure, absolutely. And then when you feel it, you'll feel it. And if you don't, then you're not meant to. And that's that. So, anyway, I'm babbling. So that was Sarah Palin. So, if you have another celebrity you want read, let me know, and I'll shoot it to get it out there. And again, I appreciate anybody that watches and anybody that has comments. I'll try and get back and give you my 2 cents again. And that's it. So again, have fun, take care, and be kind.